Hey guys, so today we're going to go ahead and take a look at the details for the 4 sparking units that have been announced for part 2 of Legends Anniversary, the 5th year anniversary here. We, of course, are going to start things off with the base Gohan. Now, keep in mind, these are not all the abilities. They usually don't give us every single ability just because there's not enough space to put everything. In this day and age, these characters are so complex and they have so many mechanics that it's just not feasible to include every single detail here. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing something similar to what I did last part. So in part 1, I am actually going to be doing an individual breakdown video for each unit. Because I want to make sure I'm covering absolutely everything. I want to make sure I'm as prepared as possible for the showcases. I don't want to just be fumbling all over the place. I want to make sure I'm going into these showcases and actually know what these characters do before we start using them. So let's take a look at Gohan first. Remember, this is a base form Gohan. He is a red support type, which is definitely interesting. I think getting more support type units is definitely good. And I kind of do like the fact that he is red. Now, most of you will probably be wondering, why do you like that he's red? Don't we already have a red supporting character from Superhero? And my answer is I don't want to see both this Gohan and Pan together. That's my answer. So we'll see what he does here. So we have the Z ability. It looks like this is the 6-star Z ability. So at 14 stars, it'll be 3% to special move damage inflicted by movies. And then we're going to have 35% to base strike and blast attack by movies, Sun Family, and Hybrid Saiyans. So nice. We have all those double offenses plus special move damage. Okay. All right, so unique abilities applies the following effects to self upon landing. A strike or a blast arts hit activates once. Restores ki by 50, draws a blue card next, and then 30% to the next special move arch damage inflicted. Activation counts reset after character switch. So literally, you switch this character into the battlefield, you land any strike or blast, and then he's getting 50 ki and he's drawing a blue card and he's getting the the damage increase in the blue card. So this guy's just going to be drawing blue cards left and right. That sounds pretty annoying, actually. Okay, interesting. It's definitely an interesting ability to have for a support unit. This is basically like a pseudo way of supplying your team with more blue cards without you actually like holding another blue card in your deck. All right, next we have applies the following effects to self according to the number of times this character has been on the battlefield. So this definitely already sounding like a character you probably want to start the match with, switched into. All right, so first time is 50% damage inflicted, cannot be canceled, activates once. Second time onward, so assuming you start the fight with this character, the first time you switch back into this unit, he is going to be restoring his health by 10% every time. And then from the third time onward, he's going to be getting card draw speed for 10 counts. Interesting. The following effects occur when this character is switched to standby. It restores ally ki by 30. That's good. 20% damage inflicted by allies for 20 counts. And then 30% to allies' health restoration for 10 counts. We're starting to see this more often where support units or even defensive units like Blue Zamasu are actually beginning to give their team more health restoration. Red Pan does this as well. I believe it's every time she switches out, you're able to stack up uncancelable health restoration. Of course, Zamasu gives health restoration to the whole team whenever he uses a card. This is just 30% for 10 counts upon switch out, which is nice. Because what that's going to do is it's going to synergize with characters that heal on switch in. So that's pretty strong. Seals enemies' strike arts. The sealed arts cannot be used for 3 counts. Okay, so this is basically like the opposite of Blue Kaioken Goku. You guys know how annoying strike art sealing is. This guy is sealing strike arts cards on switch out. So what that means is if you switch this character out to another character and you cover change with another character, the enemy strike cards are going to be locked. So I'm just trying to think. If we have a character that seals blast cards on entry or when faced with an enemy, you actually will be able to seal strike and blast cards if you switch out from this Gohan. That is a really strong effect. Sealing strike cards on switch out, that's gonna get very annoying. I'm telling you right now. All right, so the main ability restores own health by 20%, restores allied tag Sun Family or movies health by 15%. So he has a team heal depending on tags. Shortens ally sub count by 10. Wow, so he basically just resets the sub counts of all allies. Inflicts all enemies that we downgrade -1 arts card draw speed level. Yep. We are starting to see like pretty much every like main, I don't want to call it every main character, but like support based characters have some sort of card draw speed down effect, which is why I'm emphasizing that it is super important for characters not only to have 1 times card draw speed these days, but to have 2 times card draw speed. And you want to at least have one of your card draw speed buffs be non-cancelable. Inflicts all enemies that we downgrade -50% to key recovery, and then plus 15 to all arts cost. The good thing about this main ability is it's applicable to all enemies. You're inflicting all enemies with those debuffs. So if the enemy switches out, they're still going to have those effects. That is very good. All right, unique ability, 10% to damage inflicted every time an allied episode, sagas from the movies, or Sun Family is hit with an enemy's arts attack. So he's stacking up damage up to 50% whenever an ally is attacked, which is, of course, not hard to do. So all you need to do is get an ally hit 5 times. So is that all we have for Gohan? That might be all we have here. Okay, yeah, so we'll obviously be able to take a look at him in more detail tomorrow when we get the data download. All right, so here we go. Power Awakening Piccolo. Now, this might be a long list of stuff here. I'm not sure how in detail they're going to go here, because remember, this is a transforming unit. And let me remind you that that revives are transformations. And what typically happens when we have a character that's transforming? Their stats are really dumb. Post-transformation. The last revival character we received, I guess I'll make this point now, because I expect this to happen when this character's full kit is announced, when this character comes out and people are using him. This is a revival character. The last revival character we had was Revival UI Goku, who I still think is underrated by most people. So I actually will go ahead and say that I am predicting that this guy will be underrated, but we'll see. We'll see. People tend to underrate Revival because they don't really understand how powerful it is. All right, so 30%, this is going to be 35 of 14 stars, 35% to movies, regen, or super warrior, strike, attack, and defense. So he's a melee type character. I think a lot of people were expecting this guy to be a defense type character. I actually was expecting him to be a defense type character, but he's melee type. Okay. He is green, though, which is what I was expecting, because both movies and regen both needed a new green unit. And then 15%, which is going to be 18%. To regen blast attack. Okay, so he looks like they're sort of setting up to be more of a regen character, which is nice. Definitely, by the way, this guy should pair up pretty well with Kid Buu. Applies the following effects to self from battle start until transformation. So once he transforms, this goes away. 40% damage, reduces damage received by 10% for 60 counts, and then increases card draw speed by 1 level for 60 counts, all uncancelable. Okay. Special art, so his green card. Card draw speed by 1 level for 5 counts. 1 level for 5 counts. Applies attribute upgrade, shortens sub count by 3 to self for 10 counts. That reminds me of Revival Gohan's pre-revival green card. Okay. I mean, that's obviously not the entire green card, so we'll have to see what other effects he has, but yeah. Unique abilities. Has a special cover change against Strike Guard's attack. Cool. And of course, you can combo that with the blue card. And then his revive is revive with 100% health and transform into Orange Piccolo when health reaches 0%. And then, obviously the self-destruct thing, it's on every revive character. Is that all they give us for this guy? They literally gave us no info about this guy, the pre-transform version. Yeah, there is no way you can make any kind of assessment on this character because they gave us literally nothing about it. There's just way too much info to fit onto like these slides here for a reviving character, basically a transforming unit. Like there's just no way. Okay, so here we go. Orange Piccolo. Off the bat, I'm really liking what I'm seeing. Nullifies abnormal condition paralyze. Yeah, get Hercule out of here. Just get him out. get him out of here. Nullifies unfavorable element factors for damage sustained every time an enemy uses a strike, blast, special move, awakened, or ultimate arts attack while this character is on the battlefield. Activates once. Effect and activation count reset after characters switch. So basically, for the first attack the enemy does while this guy's on the battlefield, he gets type neutral for 5 counts, which is interesting. So in practice, if you are in neutral, so basically you and your opponent are just trying to fight for priority, this is obviously not going to be that good. So like your opponent blasts from long range, you match their blast with your blast. This is not really going to matter that much, the type neutrality. Where this is going to matter is you cover change with Piccolo. And then the next card that the enemy uses, he will become type neutral for 5 counts. That's where this is going to matter. So purple, like monster purple units, like Goku and Frieza and Ultra Gogeta Blue, their first 5, like their 5 counts is like, I don't know, 3 cards. Their first 3 cards against this unit are going to be type neutral, which is really strong. Charges own unique gauge every time when hit with an enemy's arts attack while this character is on the battlefield. The following effects occur once unique gauge is full. Activates once. So it says activates once here. I am assuming this is going to be a unique gauge where you can charge it multiple times. I'm not 100% sure. We'll have to see. Restores own health by 20%. There's a lot of stuff here. 30% to special move damage inflicted. Minus 15 to own special move arts cost. Nullifies own unfavorable element factor for 15 counts. That does imply that it's also for offense. Cancels own abnormal conditions, reduces enemy key by 50, destroys all of your enemy's cards, reduces a Dragon Ball by 1, and seals their main ability. So basically, they activate your unique gauge and they become crippled. they're wheelchair bound, basically. That's what this means. They just become they become unavailable. Your character cannot do anything when this guy's unique gauge is activated. But again, it says activates once. I don't know if this is like you fill it up once and then that's it. It's filled up for the rest of the fight. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. That is a powerful defensive tool, though. That this guy's going to be really hard to kill. Dude, he has a revive and then he has all these defensive abilities. We'll see. We'll see. All right, what? There's so much info here. All right, main ability, applies attribute upgrade, shortens subcount by 2 to self. That is just a permanent reducing subcount by 2. Okay, cannot be canceled. And then he gets cover null for 10 counts, which is good. Of course, we're not going to be able to tell how good until we see his full abilities. His green card post-transformation, for a short period of time, oh, he has a counter. Dude, this guy's going to be how do you kill him? How do you kill him? Counter will activate against enemies' melee tap actions or strike arts. So he basically has the same green card counter as the transforming Jiren from part 1 and LF Gogeta Blue. Basically the same counter. Applies the following effects to self when counter activates. Draws a strike card next. Applies buff effect. Nullifies enemies' destroy card effects for 10 counts. Wow. We have not seen that before. That's new. It kind of reminds me of the free-to-play Super Boo because he nullifies key reduction. This guy's nullifying destroy card effects. So, for example, let's just give an example of this. If you land this counter and then you combo into an enemy switching into Future Gohan, right? The infamous LF Future Gohan cover change that destroys 2 of your cards are not going to get destroyed. And he's getting cover null. Applies buff effect, nullifies enemy actions that activate when changing cover for 10 counts. If you land a green card, I don't know how long you're going to be able to combo for, because I'm not sure if this guy's getting card draw speed or what else his main ability is doing. But there is a world where you land his counter, you get 10 counts of cover null, and then you can pop his main ability and get 10 more counts of cover null. but it's going to all depend on how long you can actually combo with this unit. Has a special cover change against strike arts, and then that is comboable with blue cards. Yeah, this guy's going to be impossible to kill, it looks like. A reviving character that has a green card counter. He's going type neutral constantly. And he has a unique gauge that basically renders your character immobile forever. Like, that's okay. We'll see. We'll see how he feels in game. It's so hard to judge based off of just this limited amount of info. But there's Orange Piccolo. Let's go ahead and forward quickly to the other characters. Of course, we have Magenta here. This is interesting. This is essentially what I took from this is he's basically like the modern Yellow Tapion. Because remember, Yellow Tapion introduced this concept of like giant characters having certain animations. Because remember, when Yellow Tapion is defeated, you get to inflict AoE damage on the opponent's whole team with Hirudegarn. I imagine that's probably what this is, but we'll see here. So this is a support type, powerful opponent android. Actually pretty good tags. Powerful opponent and android are both pretty good tags right now. So this is going to be 14 stars, 35% to movies, powerful opponent or android strike and blast defense, so double defense. And then androids get an extra 18% to blast attack. Unique ability applies the following effects to allied tag powerful opponent, android, or just straight up green, according to the number of timer counts elapsed from battle start. 40 counts, 15% damage inflicted. And then 80 counts, we have 20% damage inflicted. So after 80 counts elapse, which basically means the timer has hit 100 counts remaining in the fight, he's giving a total of 35% damage to those tags. Now, the good thing about this is it says effects activate even if this character is defeated, which is basically the new style of death buff they're implementing for a lot of these units. I remember, again, the free-to-play Super Boo has something very similar to this, where he's giving the team buffs that still activate regardless of whether or not he's alive or not. I do really like this design for a supporting character. Like, this actually is pretty good. Because remember, even if he's dead, you still get the effects, which of course are going to make a difference. By the way, him affecting green characters is pretty interesting because, of course, we know that Orange Piccolo is green. So if you want to run this character on like leader slot or something, or on movies with Orange Piccolo, then he's going to be affecting Orange Piccolo with this as well. Also applies the following effects to allied tag powerful opponent, android, or green if this character is defeated. 40 counts, he restores health by 15%, and then 80 counts, he's restoring health by 20%. So let me just read this again. Applies the following effects to allied tag powerful opponent, androids, or element green if this character is defeated. So I guess it just means if he's defeated before 40 counts have elapsed. Actually, I'm not sure what this means. So notice how this, right, the first one here, specifically mentions that from battle start. This doesn't say from battle start. This says if this character is defeated. So I'm wondering if this is like 40 counts from this character being defeated. Is this 80 counts from this character being defeated? I'm not sure. This is something we'll have to test, because I don't think the wording is very clear here. Maybe they'll be more clear when we actually see his full kit in game, but that's definitely an interesting ability. All right, so his green card, he actually has cover null for 10 counts, okay. And he nullifies endurance. This is like purple GT17 right here. Purple GT17 nullifies endurance on his green card. Main ability is 50% of damage inflicted for 60 counts, cannot be canceled. And he gets card draw speed for 60 counts. And his main ability is really quick, 5 counts. And he has a special cover change against strike cards. Dude, what is this character? We have another page here too. Here's the Cell Max thing. Deals major explode damage to the enemy when this character is defeated if there is a remaining battle member. In addition, the damage inflicted will also be dealt to enemy members on standby. Let me just quickly confirm. Let me just go to Yellow Tapion. I just want to quickly see, is his wording the same? Is it major explode damage? Where is this? Actually, here we go. Deals major explode damage to the enemy when this character is defeated. There's a remaining battle member. Yeah, so it's literally the exact same wording as Yellow Tapion. So Cell Max will work the exact same way as Hirudegarn did for Yellow Tapion, which I'm completely fine with. I assume they probably tried, because they at least have the model in game for Cell Max now, right? I assume they probably tried to find a way to make Cell Max playable and controllable. But I mean, I'm content with this because they at least figured out a way to get him into the game in a pseudo playable way. So this is fine. I'm fine with this. Like, they got him in the game. He's in the game now. They did it. So that's a W. All right, let's move on to Tag Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. So the only thing I'll say about Gamma 1 and 2 is they're not on a ton of teams, right? They're on Androids and they're also on Movies. So those are the two teams this character is on. Androids is pretty good, Movies is pretty good. So like they're actually on some decent teams, but in terms of variety, they're not on a lot. So at 14 stars, they're going to be giving 35% to Movies, Android Blast Attack and Defense, and then 18% to Android Strike Defense. So they're looks like they're a range character. They're more of a blast style unit here. So they have, oh my god, they have 5 pages. All right, we'll try and go through this a little bit quicker here. Gamma 1 knocks back enemies to long range if a cover change is performed against their blast art attack, and then comboable with special move arts. Gamma 2 nullifies enemies' attack if a cover change is performed against their blast art. So it's the same. Right? Why is the wording different? Nullifies enemies' attack? What is the difference? Oh, no. You know what this is? So technically, this is like a traditional cover change. And then this is just a nullification. So basically, you're not knocking the enemy back with the Gamma 2 cover change. You're just nullifying the attack. It's kind of, if you guys played way back in the day, and you guys remember EX, Android 19 and 20, they had cover changes where they absorbed key blasts. This is not an absorption ability, but you're just nullifying the blast arts attacks. And I don't think this is going to work against like blue cards, just because it just says blast arts here. Applies the following effects to enemy when using special cover change. Destroys all of your enemy's cards. Inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade -2 arts card draw speed levels for 5 counts. So when you special cover change with Gamma 2 or Gamma 1, you're just going to completely wipe their ability to fight back for 5 counts. Because you're destroying their whole hand and giving them -2 card draw speed. Yeah, that's pretty powerful because you get to like reset the playing field. Okay. All right, so the green cards. For Gamma 1, we draw a blue card. So does Gamma 2. Heals by 10%, gets 50 key, same as Gamma 2. Reduces enemy key by 40. Seals enemies' green cards for 10 counts. 10 counts? That's a long time. Usually you don't see seals last for that long. And then inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade plus 20% of damage received. And then Gamma 2 is getting 15% damage for 15 counts, reducing enemy key by 40, and then cancels enemies' attribute upgrades. Okay, so they're both stop time effects. That's good. The healing is nice, and the key, of course. All right, switch ability. So the one thing I also do want to quickly mention about these units is these guys are permanently yellow. They actually don't reverse their element factors. Gamma 1 is yellow, and Gamma 2 is yellow as well. Like, it's not like Gamma 1 is yellow and Gamma 2 is reverse yellow. They're literally just both yellow, which is something we've never seen with a tag unit before. Okay, so switch ability. If unique gauge is not... Oh, they have a unique gauge too. Jesus Christ. Okay. If unique gauge is not full, restores own health by 10% and key by 40. 20% damage inflicted, cannot be canceled, activates once. Okay, so that is just a permanent buff. They get type neutrality for 3 counts. And they get cover null for 3 counts. Okay. That's pretty strong. They get cover null and type neutrality for 3 counts upon every time they switch. Interesting. So if you switch and you have like a full hand of cards, there's a world where you can get like one card away from having your next tag up to get Covenant again. So that's pretty strong. All right. So if unique gauge is full, I have no idea what their unique gauge is going to be. Gamma 2 enters Core Breaker. Oh, it's a preparation mode. That's what this is. Preparation mode. Wow, they really went all out with this unit. How do they have enough resources and like development time to do all of this? This is just part 2. Gamma 2 enters Core Breaker preparation mode. So we know how preparation mode works. It's the same mechanic that the tags Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta have. The following effects occur and own unique gauge gradually decreases while this character is on the battlefield. Restores ally health by 10%, shortens ally sub count by 10, and then reduces enemies' Dragon Balls by 1. The following effects also occur if there is a defeated battle member. Restores own health by 25%, 30 counts of type neutrality, and then reduces enemies' Dragon Balls by 1 again. Gamma 1 will be controlled while in Core Breaker preparation mode. If this character is sealed while in Core Breaker preparation mode, aka Master Roshi's Mafuba, it will be canceled. If this character is defeated while in Core Breaker preparation mode, it will be canceled. I'm just trying to understand, like, what is the purpose of shortening allies' subcounts? Because can't you not switch while you're in the preparation mode? Again, this is going to be something that we're going to have to test out because I'm not really 100% sure how this works. Are they really going to let you switch and still do the preparation mode? Like, there's no way. Like, well, we have to see. This is a character we're going to have to test out. There's no way I can evaluate this effectively. Okay. Activates Core Breaker, which targets the entire battlefield once own unique gauge reaches 0%. No, I mean it does feel like it's the same. Let me just see something. This is confusing. Again, it's just going to be have to be something we play with. Let's open these guys here. I want to see what theirs is. Okay, so it doesn't say this. I mean, we'll have to see. Damage received while in Transcendent Preparation mode, Element Factor, seals enemies Rising Rush. Yeah, it doesn't say any of like the Rising Rush stuff. Activates a Transcendent combat power that targets the entire battlefield once own unique gauge, which is 0%. Deals massive damage. This one deals it supreme damage. So this Core Breaker is going to hit harder, supposedly. Okay. So you unleash the Core Breaker. You tag switch to Gamma 2. Heal by 15%. Get a permanent 20% vanish. Or sorry, permanent 20% damage. Get your full vanishing gauge back. Go type neutral and nullify endurance. Half of the damage inflicted will also be dealt to enemy members on standby. Okay, this is the difference. Because this one, I believe it was most. Yeah. Most of the damage inflicted will also be dealt to enemy members on standby. Is what it says for this character. So it sounds like the Core Breaker is going to be dealing more damage to the current target and less AoE damage than the Goku and Vegeta's standby. Or preparation mode. The damage from this attack cannot cause enemy members in standby to be defeated. This attack cannot be evaded with a vanishing step. This attack cannot be cover changed again. So unique gauge will disappear if the attack hits. This character's switch ability will become unusable until the end of the battle. If this character hits in full power battle. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, dude. This is a tag switch character. This is the same thing that I talked about when we first had this character revealed. Like, we are going to have to wait and test this character out for ourselves. This is a tag unit that has a unique gauge and a preparation mode. I mean, it's actually impossible to like accurately say how good this unit is without using them. So we'll have to see. But there we go. We have Gamma 1 and 2. We have Magenta and Cell Max. We have Orange Piccolo. And then we have Gohan. So there's a lot here. I mean, dude, going to be recording for like 4 hours, 5, 6, 7 hours tomorrow. I don't know, however long it takes. But again, I will be doing a breakdown video for each individual unit tomorrow once we have the data download. I want to make sure I get everything, you know, just out there. I want to make sure I understand what I'm working with. It's going to be a long day tomorrow. We have a lot to do. Crazy, crazy part 2. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know down below what you guys think of these characters. And I will see you all in the next one.